"Roger that," she said. As they carried the child away, she stood very still and watched. Then she turned. "That bomb killed at least 7 children," she said to the man. "I saw 3 other bodies on the way in." The man shook his head. "Damned ISIS." She opened her mouth to respond, but an air siren drowned out her words. The man looked at her, and they both dove for cover in an open garage. They sat there for a few minutes. "False alarm?" the man said. "You never know around here." Then it was quiet again. Sitting side by side, the man reached over, his hand covered in blood, and placed it on the woman's own bloody hand. "Nice work back there," he said. "Just doing my job." "What is your job?" "I'm just a volunteer." She looked away. "What about you?" He opened his flak jacket and pointed to a patch of U.S. flag. "You're American." He missed the danger in her voice. "At your service." She looked at him, her black eyes cold with fury. "This is all your fault," she said, then jumped up and walked away. He stared after her, his mouth open, speechless. What the hell was she talking about? Chapter 1. The Outskirts of Juarez. Rafael Dominguez sat in the windowless room, chain-smoking Sobrani Black Russian cigarettes that had been proffered as a feudal bribe the week before. He liked the taste of the cigarettes, but thought the black and gold packaging was slightly garish. His gray-streaked eyebrows knit together, and his craggy-lined face was arranged in a frown as he examined the pack again, wondering idly what the cigarettes had cost. It didn't matter. He never took bribes. As head of security for the Orozco cartel, he'd never wanted for anything. His deadly reputation had even earned him a mention in a narcorrido ballad about Orozco Sr. The song, immediately banned from Mexican radio, had a line calling Dominguez the crazy son of a bitch who executed the drug lord's enemies for him. It spoke about the hitman's lanky build and thick sideburns and his ability to beat any other gunman to the draw. Now, Dominguez tapped his ash into the overflowing tray on the steel table and glanced around the room. He pushed back his thick graying hair, hoping for a little relief from the oppressive heat. He tugged at the collar of his beige button-down shirt and adjusted the crotch of his brown slacks. It was so hot in here, even his balls were sweating. The room had a rusted fan in the corner that periodically emitted a pathetic squeak, but offered zero relief as it half-heartedly circulated the sweat-permeated air. His eyes fell on a small drop of dried blood on the corner of the table. He rubbed at it absent-mindedly with his thumb. He met the eyes of a security guard posted by the door. The guard's eyes slid over to the bucket in the corner with the mop sticking out of it. Dominguez followed his gaze. Drops of blood had dried on the outside of the bucket. He made a note to make sure whoever had cleaned up last time was given a warning. Just one. With Orozco's father in charge, there would have been no warning. But alas, things had changed. Dominguez reached into an inside pocket of his checked sports coat and extracted a folded handkerchief. He neatly patted his brow, where tiny beads of sweat had formed, then stubbed out one cigarette and lit another. He exhaled, and the fresh plume of cigarette smoke swirled like a mini dust devil in the oppressive room. Remaining expressionless, Dominguez glanced at his watch, even though it only confirmed what he knew. Carlos Machado, his counterpart for the Guzman cartel, was late. Counterpart was much too generous a word to describe Machado. The younger man's reputation as a cocky, unpredictable, unhinged killer, combined with his tardiness to this meeting, made Dominguez wary. The months of machinations leading up to the meeting were not something to take lightly. Today was the culmination of a loose pact between the two cartels that would serve to cement the financial futures of both organizations, not to mention their very survival. To solidify the arrangement, Machado would personally deliver $400,000 in cash to Dominguez. For the most part, the two cartel leaders naturally stayed out of each other's way. Their business interests didn't often overlap. Alejandro Guzman's realm was selling people. He'd been one of the first cartel leaders to mutate his drug business